Last month, my wife and I decided it was finally time to renovate our living room. You know, just a little DIY project to make the place feel more us. It started innocently enough. We watched a few YouTube tutorials, bought some paint that was on sale, regrettably labeled mystery beige, and borrowed my brother-in-law's sledgehammer because, as he said, you never know when you'll need to really open up a space. I should have realized that anyone who owns a sledgehammer for casual use is not to be trusted. On Saturday, my friend Dave came over to supervise, which, in Dave terms, meant holding a beer and offering the kind of advice you'd expect from someone whose only home improvement experience is binge-watching HGTV during a dentist appointment. The first wall came down surprisingly easily. So did the second. And the third. In fact, after an hour, the only thing separating our kitchen from the driveway was my wife's look of growing horror and a single, stubborn stud. Dave, meanwhile, was shouting things like, "It's all about flow. And walls are just a social construct." By the time my mother-in-law arrived to drop off snacks, she walked in, looked around, and said, "Wow, you really opened up the place." At this point, I had to admit we'd gotten a little carried away. The living room was now the living kitchen dining garage bedroom area. Our dog, who normally can't figure out how to get around a coffee table, just stared at the vast expanse, clearly overwhelmed by the possibilities. Even my Roomba got confused and tried to escape out the back door. So, long story short, what started as a simple renovation turned into a full-blown architectural revolution. My house is now open concept, mostly because there are no walls. On the bright side, I've finally achieved my childhood dream of living in a studio apartment, except the studio is my entire house and the only privacy I have is when I hide behind the fridge.